Hello, current educators, future educators, and anyone that is just wanting to learn about some different technological teaching resources. My name is Miss Alyssa Barnhouse. I am an undergrad student at Concordia University in Nebraska, and I am studying to be an early childhood educator. Today, I am here to talk to you about learning management systems, which are various ways that we can learn online as student and teacher, and incorporating different technological aspects that help us to learn a little bit more of what we are doing. So today I am going to talk to you about the learning management system called Edmodo. Today we are going to explore that, see what it is, talk about how you can use it in the classroom, and ways that I think it is a positive resource, as well as some areas that I would love to see improve on it. So let's get started by just defining what Edmodo is and exploring a little bit. As we see here, we have a bit of a description about what Edmodo is over here on this side. And as it highlights here, it is for K-12 schools and teachers. I have found that this is a great resource that goes all the way through from kindergarten, even possibly preschool if you're having it more family oriented, which is what I focused on. We'll talk a little bit more about. And you can go all the way through 12th grade if you have students working on stuff inside and outside of the classroom. It is a great resource for teachers to share different content, different communication, etc. with families, with students, and to do it on a technological medium. It is a great way to get some information from one point to another and helping families and students to be in great communication with their teacher. So now we're going to take a step back and we are going to go, since we know a little bit more about what Edmodo is now, and learn about how I created mine, the different resources that are included, and just what it looks like on an Edmodo site. So now we are here taking a step into my Edmodo site and seeing what it is that I created, and I'm going to give you a little bit of information about that. So when I created mine, I had my idea in mind of I ideally want to see myself teaching in a kindergarten classroom. So how could I set this up? So as you can see up here at the top, Miss B's Kindergarten is the title of my page that I created, and that is obviously something that would carry throughout the entire year. So this I created as it will be an all-year meeting place. This one specifically because you have to choose a subject to work through. I chose language arts, which is what we are specifically focusing on in this section and in this unit that I'm working on with my students. And so this is a great place for them to come and to meet. So how it works is I created this site. This is something that I would create on my own time with my own ideas in mind. And then there's this thing called a class code. I'll click on that so we can look at it. So what this is all students can create with their families or on their own, depending on the age, an Edmodo account. And as we see here, this BEPUKU, would be a place that students would go in with their parents and type in this code on Edmodo, and it would automatically bring them to my classroom page. I am on the administrative view, the creator view, so it looks a little bit different, but this as a teacher is what you would see when the families sign up to be on your page, and here you will see in long form all of the various things that you have created. It's a great place to post things that you want families to see, whether it be assignments, whether it be quizzes, and just kind of a place to get communication out. I have now scrolled us down to the very bottom of the page, which is where I created my first assignment. And in this particular section of where we would be in the semester, I have created it to where my kindergartners are working on language arts in their 3-letter words. So in here, I have created various assignments that work towards a mastery of 3-letter words. And so there are just multiple different types of assignments, which we will talk about, that Edmodo offers, and I have created those. So in this one, this is specifically an assignment. I am the one who went in, I found this worksheet, and I uploaded it as a photo to this 3-letter words assignment. So what we have here is it is an assignment that the students would be printing out, working on online, however it may work, with their families at home, and they will be filling this out. What I have requested from families in this is that I had said here, please complete this worksheet with your student and submit a photo to this assignment. So that is one thing that we will talk a little bit more about later in the advantages and disadvantages of Edmodo. But this is a place for them to work on it. As a teacher, once families have submitted something, I will see something up here. And then I will have the opportunity to go in and grade them based off of what I have seen and the improvement that I would like to see in the assignment. Another important thing I would like to highlight on that I chose to do with this is I would like families to just do this as practice. So the main way that I would be using this would be I would teach in the classroom, students would work on activities with me in the classroom, and then this Edmodo site is a way for families to work on a few things at home to continue that learning outside of the classroom. As you can see in all of these in the comment and description, I have addressed them as hi kindergartners and families or hi families, as I would like to use this as a resource that is being applied outside of the classroom and families and students can work on it together. I think it's a great resource to upload assignments, comments, concerns, all those types of things as a family unit between family members, students, and teacher to be able to create classroom community inside and outside of the classroom. I think this is a great resource. It was very easy for me to upload these different assignments. We'll talk a little bit more about the disadvantages and advantages as I spoke on before, but this is just a great way to work through and create something in the classroom. It's a great way to get families involved, as I had said before, and that is something that I really want to encourage in my future classroom is getting families involved. Now talking a bit on the disadvantages and advantages of using Edmodo in the classroom. First, I want to talk about some of the advantages. Here is a calendar view that, as I had said before, can be used for a specific unit or can be used all around. And it shows families different due dates, and it shows myself as the teacher when I have assigned things and when they will be due. It gives families a place to go and see, okay, what do we need to work on, finish before said date? How I would set this up is I would have these various tasks assigned on a Monday, and they just need to have them done by a Friday. That's why they're all due on the same day, not necessarily meaning that they all need to be done in that day, but it gives families that opportunity. Here, I will go to my classes portal. Obviously, I don't have any others. In my view, I am in the teacher view, and as I had said before, it can be used for all ages. I have a few groups that I am working on in my various undergrad classes, and we are also using Edmodo as a place to collaborate and communicate with one another. So back to the class. Advantages are there are multiple different ways to do assignments and to have them created. Here, I have a link to something that I created, a quizzes that I created that families can do and that they can work on at home kind of as a game. So here we are again focusing on those 3-letter words, writing and drawing, and so they are having that opportunity to apply those skills that we are working on in the classroom and using them in different games. I think that's a great resource in that it allows me to create things within Edmodo, but also link things that go outside of the application itself. Here we have a quiz. Obviously, it is set for a longer amount of time, especially when we see that it has 5 questions, but as families are doing this at home, I want to create an opportunity where they have time to go in and work on different things. And if something were to come up and they needed to walk away momentarily, they could. It has places where I can upload worksheets. I can link to games. This is an opportunity for families to go and play fun letter games outside of it. Obviously, all of them show 0 submissions right now, as I have not assigned them to actual students, but it is a great way to get involved. Now, of course, with anything, there are a few disadvantages as well. And if one of the biggest ones of them being is all of these pop-up ads that are coming through. In a kindergarten classroom, these things are very distracting, and as well as some of the ads are not appropriate. As we can see here, this is all about nicotine and vaping, and that is something that kindergartners should not be viewing. I'm not sure why those are the ads on an educational site, but it can be very concerning as a teacher when I know that there are ads popping up and I cannot necessarily control them if I have not bought the premium account or whatever it may be that I would have to pay monthly to not have the ads. One other limitation I could see is I was talking about my worksheets I had created earlier. So here's that attached worksheet. Unfortunately, because I uploaded something that is technically not a part of Edmodo, there is no way for the families to just resubmit that worksheet to me. So what I will have them do is they will take a picture and submit it here, but they cannot just edit the worksheet in Edmodo because it is not a part of it. They will have to take a picture, either print the worksheet or edit it on another platform and resubmit that to me. As a teacher, that's going to take a bit more instructional time out of mine to teach the families how to do that, and it may just require a lot of setup at the beginning. Otherwise, it's a very functional platform. Results can be shared with families. In the quiz that I had created, families will have the opportunity to go in, and I have it set up to where they will be able to see the results of the quiz after the quiz. This will give families feedback on what they need to continue working on, and it will also allow me as the teacher to go back and comment on those once I have had a chance to look at them, and it notifies me when something has been submitted. So again, great reaction time can happen in between those, and it allows me as a teacher to be up to date with what is going on at home and involving students within it. Collaboration, as I had said before, this is set up a bit different than how some teachers may use it, but I am using this as Edmodo is not necessarily something that we will be using in the classroom, but rather as something that we will be using as a resource. As you can see here, there's different groups. I can have that opportunity again to make it collaborative, and I can put students in groups and allow them to communicate with one another through that. Families can communicate, and I have the ultimate oversight over that, so I can observe them, make sure that they are being used appropriately. Of course, there are a few things that I have not uploaded, but setup time really would not have to take more than 5 to 10 minutes if you are not doing your assignments at that time. With the assignments, it took me a little bit longer to create those. Each of them, I had to go in and upload different things, but in reality, if you come into it prepared and you know what you want to put on the site, it truly does not take that much time. Again, the only inappropriate thing I could see is this being this. You as the teacher have the opportunity to communicate about those ads before and let the students know that they're not supposed to be clicking on them. And you have the opportunity to really make this age appropriate for any age, because I set it up in a way that families are working on it. But once you get to second, third, fourth, those students are going to be becoming more independent. And so it may be something that you bring more into classroom daily use rather than having it out. I really like this resource, and I would love to see teachers continuing to use it. If you have any questions, I would love if you would reach out to me. My email is alyssa.barnhouse@cune.org. If you have any questions on it, I would really love to teach you more and get to learn with you more about what Edmodo is, and I have enjoyed communicating with you. Thank you. Bye-bye.